A report into the federal Liberals' decision to use the Emergencies Act will be released later today. Now, the commission held hearings over 6 weeks, heard from 77 witnesses, and examined 7,000 documents, including text messages and emails. Now, it also considered nearly 10,000 submissions from the general public. The act was invoked for the first time ever during last winter's convoy protest against COVID-19 mandates that caused chaos in Ottawa and at several Canada-U.S. border crossings. The report is expected to be tabled in Parliament at noon. And for more on this story, we are joined by CTV's Mike Lecouture, who has been tracking the developments throughout the day from Ottawa. Mike, thank you for joining us this morning. So tell us, what is at stake here for the government in regards to this report?
Yeah, when you consider the hundreds of hours of testimony, the dozens of people who had come to speak at the commission, and of course, as you had mentioned, the thousands of documents that were tabled, it all comes down to this one day and this one report answering that one question: was the government justified in invoking the Emergencies Act? Well, certainly the Trudeau government believes that it was, because they have said all along that the situation got to a critical point past no return where they did have to take action. When we saw what was happening on Wellington Street in front of Parliament Hill, and that there was no policing solution, it looked like at one point, even though we've heard that Brenda Lucki, the outgoing commissioner of the RCMP, had said that she did have a plan in place to dismantle the Freedom Convoy, but never really spoke up about it. And I think that sort of goes along with her legacy, as she is now retiring, announcing that earlier this week. But on that question about being justified in it, the Prime Minister has not changed his tune on that. He even said that yesterday evening as he was holding his press conference in the Bahamas. Have a listen.
For a lot of Canadians, the credibility of government, the credibility of institutions relied on us being able to assure the free flow of goods across our borders, the ability for citizens to go home or go to work unimpeded by illegal protests and occupations. We needed to take action a year ago, and we did so in a measured, responsible, time-limited way.
And that is something that the government continues to maintain. Whether or not Justice Paul Rouleau will agree with the government, I think that is something that we will only find out in a few hours.
That's definitely true. Mike, as far as the opposition parties, we have heard from them. Essentially, what are they saying about all of this?
Yeah, so we had Jagmeet Singh yesterday asked about it, and he had basically said that while he didn't really support the invocation of the Emergencies Act, he believes that the situation got to a point where it was affecting workers, where it was affecting the country way too much, and something had to happen. And in terms of workers, I mean, just downtown here, you had the Rideau Centre, the big mall in the downtown core, that had to be shut down for the majority of the actual protest, that 3-week protest that was crippling downtown. So there was an effect not only on the people who work there, but also the residents in downtown. On the flip side, you have the Conservatives who have said over and over again that the Trudeau government didn't have to get to that point, that it was an overreach. And then you have Glenn Maux, who is a Conservative MP, also sits on this interparliamentary committee that was examining this as well, who yesterday, on his way out of the House of Commons, was talking about what he is looking for in this report. Have a listen.
I'm hopeful that the Justice will, have some things to ensure that, he had evidence. In fact, I mean, you guys reported, and he reported that he's disappointed the government wasn't transparent and didn't share what they say they relied upon.
And I think that's part of the report that a number of people are going to be looking for. Did the government actually have that kind of information? Does Justice Rouleau believe that they had credible information that they relied upon to make that decision? And that's something that we'll find out a little later on today.
Yeah, that's right. Just a few hours away until that report will be tabled. CTV's Mike Lecouture, we appreciate your update. Thank you.